Some call it apartment insurance. Some call it tenant insurance. Here in Chicago, everyone calls it renter's insurance. But to an insurance agent, it's simply an HO4. Yep, they're all the same and they provide the same coverage. And it's the subject of this video. Hi everyone, if we're just meeting for the first time, I'm Zena the Insurance Princess, and this video covers the basics of renter's insurance. You will learn what is renter's insurance, how much does the tenant insurance cost, and lastly, what an HO4 covers. I have a soft spot in my heart for renter's insurance because my very first campaign was for renter's insurance, and boy, did I learn a lot. So without further ado, let's dive into the basics of renter's insurance. The renter's policy is based off of another policy that you're already familiar with, the homeowners policy. In fact, it's just a stripped down version of the homeowners policy, and it too is a package policy. A package policy is like a combo meal for insurance. Just like a combo meal comes with sides and a drink, a package policy comes with different coverages already built into it. For example, liability coverage with loss of use, with medical coverage, with personal property, and so on and so on. But don't worry, I'll explain all the coverages that are included in an HO4 policy. And just to get technical, an HO4 is written on the ISO coverage form HO40511. I was fortunate because early in my marketing campaign for renter's insurance, I realized that everything that I needed to explain to a client came out naturally in the sales presentation just by answering 3 questions. And hands down, answering these 3 questions gave a future client enough information to make an informed decision. The first question, who is renter's insurance for? The second question, how much does tenant insurance cost? And the third question, what does renter's insurance include? Now, let's talk about the first question. Who is renter's insurance for? Renter's insurance is for anyone who occupies a residence but does not own that residence. The best way to think about it is it's for people who rent. Simple enough, right? Not always. If I had a future client that rented an apartment, I was fine. But what about a person who rented a house? What about a roommate? Could a person renting a single family home get a renter's policy? Could a roommate get a renter's policy? What do you think? If you said yes, then you're correct. Believe it or not, it took me some time to fully understand that concept. Because when people living at homes, I just automatically defaulted to a homeowner's policy. But the crucial question that you need to ask yourself is, are they the owner? If not, then they automatically need an HO4 policy. Case closed. And before moving on to the second question, how much does renter's insurance cost? I want to share something with you. Share a little information that I learned along the way that helped me out a lot when I first started selling renter's insurance. Roommates were tricky for me because I had roommates and I never did anything special with my renter's policies. But at the time I didn't know any better. We should have had our own separate policies, or at the very minimum have both our names named on the policy as named insured. And I know some of you are thinking like, wow, that's risky. And I do agree, because after a claim, when the claim check is issued, both names will be on that check. Is anyone curious about rare and odd living situations, like communal living? Can a person living in group housing, like a dorm, get renter's insurance? Yes, companies like Gallagher offer these dorm policies. What about even rarer living situations like YMCAs, halfway houses, sober houses? My best guess is no. I've checked around and I can't find one insurance company that will offer these coverages, and none of the companies I use will insure them. But what have you seen? Do you know of a company that will insure a person living in a YMCA, a halfway house, a sober house? If you do, please, please, please share in the comments because I definitely want to know that. Now let's move on to the second question. How much does tenant insurance cost? $185 for the year is the national average. In the Chicago metro area, I've been getting between $170 to $220. So it is affordable. And let me tell you, it is the least expensive of all the homeowners policies. Now, let's move on to the última pregunta, the third and final question. What does an HO4 cover? It covers 4 categories. So it's a lot, so let's get started. It includes coverage C, your personal property. If you were to move out of your apartment next week, these will be the things you take with you. Think clothes, furniture, dishes, TV, not your landlord's fridge and stove. It includes coverage D, loss of use. If your apartment was uninhabitable because a 3-alarm fire broke out and you needed a place to stay, that's when coverage D would kick in and pays for hotel, a temporary apartment, and even the extra money it's going to take to relocate. It includes coverage E, personal liability. When you accidentally hurt someone or damage someone's property in and away from your apartment, personal liability will pay those damages that you are legally responsible for. It includes coverage F, medical, also known as guest medical. When someone is hurt in your apartment and has medical bills, medical will come in and pay those bills. Now you might be thinking, hey, that sounds redundant. Isn't that what personal liability covers? And I agree. Medical used to trip me up too, until I discovered its one key feature, which is it will pay medical bills even if you are not legally responsible for them. And there you have it, the basics of renter's insurance. Through the entire rental season, from January 1st to August 31st, I gave 100% to my marketing campaign. But unfortunately, it wasn't successful. It didn't lead to the gazillion of new clients that I hoped it would. But what it did do was sharpen my knowledge on everything surrounding renter's insurance. And that's how I came up with the 3 questions. So now, from a knowledge standpoint, I know precisely how renter's insurance will protect a person. But the best part about it is that I got better with my sales presentation. That's it. And before I go, I'd like to just say thank you so much for watching. And if you got value from this video, would you please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button? I'd be so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and bye for now.